Okay, we're back. On the 21st, I'm gonna say this every day. On the 21st, I'm gonna be on Dark Hour talking about an anime for it's should I keep it a secret? Fuck it. Ghost in the Shell. It's Ghost in the Shell. Okay, let's go.
What's changed about that? Women have been jealous all the way through time.
So I'm not jealous in my marriage.
Well, I don't care about your marriage. I'm talking about mine. Well, my life is going to be.
Why?
So I don't answer.
Why would you just be that rude? Like that? Why be that rude? Why not just say, hey, I understand you have a good marriage, but I'm talking about my marriage.
To you.
Very few women can see the world for how it actually is. Do you like it? No. Do you want a man?
I would disagree with you. I think a lot of women see how the world is.
That's going to cheat on you. No.
I mean, and what do you mean for how the world is? I mean, there are things that you don't know that there's some scary shit, like the CIA guy that talks about he knows a lot of shit. He can't talk about a lot of it, but the stuff they does talk about, it's some crazy shit. Like terrorist plots that like happen every day, but you wouldn't know about it, and they don't talk about it because they throw at them. They don't happen because the CIA is blocking them every day. 1 second.
Will you accept it? You're already accepting it.
If my daughters that are overly spoiled and educated and everywhere and have friends all over the world and world travelers that are overly spoiled.
Why would you want your daughter to be overly spoiled? Wouldn't they be bad people then? Wouldn't you want them to be well balanced and be respectful?
World and educated in every way and have friends all over the world and world travel.
Well, I would like to believe if someone is educated, they'd be less spoiled because they understand more of the world. So I think those two concepts are in competition with each other.
Traveled in the best schools in the world. If they have a problem with me at the end of the day, then they can kick rocks too.
If he did cheat.
Oh, what? Why? You
daughters that are overly spoiled and educated and everything.
Well, for one, if your daughters are overly spoiled, they're gonna have a lot of problems with you. So you made them that way, and if they have a problem with you, you're just gonna throw them out. That's awful.
In every way and have friends all over the world and world traveled in the best schools in the world. If they have a problem with me at the end of the day, then they can kick rocks too.
If he did cheat, he's a damn good man from hiding it from all of you.
I see your what?
Rolling up over black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy.
The manipulations, gaslighting, and narcissism of Justin Wattpad Waller. I don't know what Wattpad means. Maybe we'll get into that.
Body full of tats, baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad.
So there's a certain manosphere guru I've always found incredibly off-putting. I believe in the past I fondly referred to him as sleazy rather than sexy. You remember him, Discount Tate, yeah? Or as I like to call him, that ginger cunt with a shit little beard who looks like he reeks of cheap.
So I'm gonna take my phone off the Wi-Fi. Hopefully that helps. Might have to do
aftershave. I'm allowed to say that. There's red in this hair. This is ginger on ginger crime. That's right. I'm suffering from internalized gingerphobia. Firstly, to explain why I'm being so mean to poor old Ginger Justin, I know, hasn't he suffered enough? Let's just go over a few points up front so you understand my reason for targeting this particular caveman isn't just because he's LARPing as the bad boy from a Wattpad fever dream, but because his advice, attitudes, and appearance, the tight jeans gave me PTSD.
Hey,
But because his advice, attitudes, and appearance, the tight jeans gave.
There's nothing wrong with tight jeans, but he doesn't look good in tight jeans. I would like to think I look good in tight jeans. I like some tight jeans. There's nothing wrong with tight jeans, but he definitely looks like a woman. Put some holes in them. I think it's the shoes. Put some boots, cowboy boots or something. Got some woman's legs.
Gave me PTSD are genuinely toxic waste levels of terrible advice for men. He's the guy who said that sex is when you have a woman at her most vulnerable, so that's when you should program her.
Oh, that piece of shit said that. Sorry.
I've played that clip before on my channel, but shall we remind ourselves? This is during a conversation with his good buddy and self-proclaimed pimp, Andrew Tate.
So what will happen if I put a girl in those kind of scenarios and she doesn't act right or doesn't make the right choice? I'll keep her.
Who decides? Again, I don't like this man. He's very controlling. I don't know why anyone likes him.
But I'll fuck her different. You understand? You understand?
He's not doing that thing anymore.
She's gonna feel it different.
Yeah.
And after
He's a bastard.
she's gonna be like, you don't love me anymore, do you?
You've threatened
Where's this going?
You've threatened intimacy.
Yeah.
You've threatened intimacy.
And it hurt her bad. And she got her ass in line fast. You go from all that nice shit to just fucking her like she's, but not in a good way like she's nothing. In a bad way like she's nothing. The real G's know what I'm saying here.
You see, that's when, I don't. Let's hear the whole
way like she's nothing. In a bad way like she's nothing. The real G's know what I'm saying here. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
And and you'll speak to this about, it's because in that moment you have her in her most vulnerable place.
That's right. That's right. That's women, especially during sex. That's when women are most programmable because they're most vulnerable. Like if you get a bitch and she's just about to come and you start saying in her face, "I'm gonna cheat on you, you fucking slut," and she comes while you say you're gonna cheat.
I have to stop it there. I wanted to listen to the whole thing, but I can't. I usually say, there isn't such a thing as, too many body count because I haven't had sex with a whole bunch of different women, right? And I thought, you can have sex with as much women as you want. It won't affect you mentally. This convinces me. It will affect you mentally because you start seeing women as objects, It's just another thing that I'm putting my dick in. And you start talking like this. Like, you start talking, manipulating them. They don't matter anymore. And it's awful. Fucking awful.
She's going to end up getting...
How do you say stuff like this? And people listen to that and think it's great. These two fuckers over here are just like, yeah.
Horny next time you cheat. I know it sounds crazy. There's ways you can fuck her like
why would you cheat? Let's say why wouldn't you just date the other person then?
She doesn't mean anything in a way that she enjoys, and ways you can fuck her like she doesn't mean anything in a way she doesn't enjoy. The G's of the game know exactly what I'm talking about. And you can do that gradually over time.
Clearly agrees and co-signs this behavior.
She ain't acting
everyone
right.
Is.
You can change.
Everyone is. They're not debating him.
Change the way you fuck a bitch to make her start to get insecure about he doesn't actually care. He doesn't actually like me. And that will shock him.
Yep.
Charming, I know.
It's because in that moment you have her in her most vulnerable place.
Another instance, I briefly criticized Waller in the past.
See, I think they have to try and control a woman's brain because an actual woman who's thinking and feeling knows how to get through all the bullshit, That's why all these people say, "Oh, I want young woman, innocent woman, no flaws," because they don't know shit about the world. That's the only woman that they can fuck. An actual woman, with any amount of word experience is gonna be like, nah, You know, you're just a fuckboy who doesn't care about anything.
Was for an appearance on
That's why they had to get vulnerable women.
Please Pick Me, I'm Desperate and Hate Myself's podcast, where he was sat next to a woman talking about how distraught she was because she was almost certain that her partner was cheating on her. Waller was trying to convince her to be okay with it and even gaslight her into thinking she didn't have a right to be hurt or angry.
If you cheat on someone, you obviously, I'm not saying anything incredible here. If you go and cheat on someone, that's you saying, I don't love you, right? Go fuck someone else, that's you saying, I don't love them. Right? So why should I ever be okay with that? You know? Why? I don't.
Because in his mind, it's totally normal behavior men have a right to engage in. Honestly, I find that really quite sickening.
I wonder if he would say the same thing about women.
What you're really not accepting is him as a man, because men are this way. And I don't say.
I would like to know, do they all agree with this?
That to make a point. I say it because it's true. He wants to love you more. He can't.
Now, I'm not very good at body, like examining body behavior and shit like that. But the limited stuff I know says that when you like cover yourself up like this, you feel uncomfortable. It's not 100%, but it's more likely. I don't think he's uncomfortable. I think she's very uncomfortable.
Because
I think she may be uncomfortable. She's definitely not uncomfortable. But I think she's very uncomfortable with the stuff he's saying. He's very obviously not uncomfortable. Pearl over here is not uncomfortable. I think she's very uncomfortable.
Scared of what he's going to
I think she disagrees with him, but she doesn't want to say anything for some reason. Maybe she doesn't want to disagree with the guys.
If you see who he really is and he can't bring the truth to you.
Waller does this thing where he speaks in this fake compassionate tone, like he actually cares about the people that he's talking to, while actually only serving his own ego as a way to justify his worst impulses.
I'm genuinely trying to help you. Like, you're obviously a sweetheart. We've been talking on Instagram for 6 months about going on your show. Like, what bothers me about this for you?
It's deeply manipulative and insidious, even more so because his branding as like just a simple Southern gentleman, like my mama taught me good manners and how to treat a lady right. I'm as wholesome as apple pie.
I don't know why anyone believes that when he said the shit that he does. He only agrees with the shit.
That's like clearly what he's going for, the brand. So before people get upset at how mean I'm going to be to Justin the Ape Man Waller, how could you say such things about a chap with such a pleasant demeanor and nice manners? He's so caring and he doesn't mean any harm. No, he's not. He's just mastered the art of slimy fake compassion. He's a pseudo-gentleman with a facade of courtesy and sensitivity. Forgive me if I don't hold back when criticizing a man who thinks...
My idea that the way he does this, oh, hey, hi. Oh, I'm cool, look at me, kind of voice, I think he does that because you're less likely to pick up on someone insulting you if you're not shouting it and if you sound cool and shit like that, or you're less likely to be disagreed with if you're just calm voice, and it sounds better. People with better voices come off better, You're more likely to listen to them. It's biological.
It's appropriate to not only emotionally traumatize, psychologically manipulate, and weaponize the vulnerability of his own girlfriends, but who also goes on dating shows and gives that advice to other men. So, Mr. Waller, take a seat, my good sir, and let's unpack the very unsettling fact that you somehow...
This is about the same outfit that she was wearing in that Vosh video. This isn't revealing at all. In fact, these stockings are even darker than the one she wearing in the video I just reacted to. So same top. So Vosh should hate women.
Convinced yourself you're some real life version of Christian Grey.
I'm used to getting my own way.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Galatea, and this, yes, it's Acis, my dearly departed. And today we're taking a look at the fascinating psychological phenomenon of the manosphere guru who's based his entire personality on a character dreamt up by an insane woman who wasn't talented enough to write a real book, so wrote 50 Shades of Grey instead. Meet Justin Darkness Waller, our case study.
Is it dark? Yeah, but if it's not.
I know this whatever creator song, and I listened to a couple of their songs. Some of them are good, and then I think it's gonna ruin these songs for me, because then I'm gonna equate all these songs to Justin Waller.
Not me and you against the world. If the love's not dark, if it's not me and you against everything that everybody's saying, I don't want that love at all.
So I'll be honest with you guys.
I would like to know what he means by dark.
An entirely serious video, and it was only intended to be a little short, you know, like the one I did on Pearl's fans a little while ago. However, there was just so much things that I wanted to say about this man that it's ended up, classic me, as I suspect, it's a very long script, so I suspect it'll be a very long video. But this was somewhat accidental. Until, as I've said, I've kind of wanted to start going in different directions, and I'm working on a couple of other long videos as well, similar to the Nepo Babies video. So as I said, I do want to branch out in my content again and focus on other things.
Okay.
But I'm afraid that Mr. Waller is just such a treasure trove of bad advice that I could not help myself. As I said, I have been aware of him for a while and briefly criticized him in the past, but recently I saw a short of him implying that Jordan Peterson is not a good role model for men. And when I saw that meant I couldn't resist making this video any longer.
I personally don't know much about Jordan Peterson, but I've seen clips in there of him, and I tend to like the stuff he says. You know, clean your room, stuff like that. You know, I tend to agree with, you know, cleaning and just making your house look nice can help you mentally and stuff like that. So I think he's a good guy. I don't know much about the other stuff he said, though.
Longer, because it is laughable that Justin Waller is the one criticizing Jordan Peterson for giving men a subpar example of masculinity. So I decided to analyze if his masculine psychology is any better.
Cleaning a room and cleaning stuff like that can represent your psychological state, because if you have the energy to do that, you have the energy to do other things, you know?
Spoiler, it isn't. Seriously, for young men, if you are feeling lost in life and you don't know who to listen to build a fulfilling, healthy life and relationships where people respect you, Jordan Peterson has some actual good advice as well as an understanding of psychology, whereas Waller is the manosphere equivalent of a Kardashian. Cheap, tacky, and vain. So some of you may well recognize Justin Wattpad Waller from his appearance on the Whatever podcast, where he butted heads with Catholic pro-life campaigner Lila Rose. Lila Rose calmly questioned him on his beliefs. He was unable to satisfactorily justify his behavior, revealed the lack of logic and selfishness motivating his actions, making him no better at all than the type of women that he and his manosphere pals like to criticize, making it blatantly clear that he totally lacked all of the discipline, impulse control, and selflessness that even he would agree are essential in healthy, mature masculinity, and Mr. Waller, thus outed as a fraud who has no business trying to teach men how to be masculine, failed to even remain stoic and polite in that moment, resorting to personal attacks and calling Lila Rose an annoying goody-goody two-shoes out of nowhere in order to deflect her questions. It's worth pointing out that, yes, while she does have a certain...
Oh, is it bad to be good? I mean, if you...
religious...
when he says it, I'll give...
shall we say, about her. Lila Rose had been perfectly cordial with him and remained so even after the insults. And the result of this interaction was that most people, even his own followers, from what I could see, all seem to agree that, yes, he was indeed.
Oh, it seems like it seemed like I was right. The attitude and the way they talks is what makes people not really listen to what he says much, you know? It just sounds cool, and he's always chill and nothing bothers him. That helps a lot in the conversation.
triggered by her.
Can I ask you one more question?
Fire away, honey.
Okay.
Oh, he's already irritated.
Triggered by her.
Can I ask you one more question?
Fire away, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, he's already irritated.
If you have a place in only one place in your heart for one woman,
He's frustrated.
or you want to have one woman in your heart, I think you said, why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
I'm just not wired that way. I spent my
So, like,
Only one place in your heart for one woman, or you want to have one woman in your heart. If you have a place in only one place in your heart for one woman, or you want to have one woman in your heart, I think you said, why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
I'm just not wired that
so
way.
he had zero impulse control. He'd like, I see a thing and I need it. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't control myself. I'm a fucking child. I need all these women. Look, boobies. He's a fucking child.
Wait, I spent my whole 20s trying to fix myself. Thought
You're
something
a
was
man
wrong
of
with me.
self-control. You work out, you do business.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can.
20s trying to fix myself. Thought
You're
something
a
was
man
wrong
of
with me.
self-control. You work out, you do business.
Yeah.
You can possess your own power and direct it the way you want to direct it.
It's not how I am.
She trying to defend him, and he's like, "No, I'm a child. Trust me. I tried to fix myself, and I didn't. I'm a fucking mess up. Okay? Why would you allow that to happen? I'm like, if someone is trying to defend you, right? Don't like cut them down. Why? It's not cool to be, all fucked up in the head and not be able to control yourself. Why?
You think that might be a limited mindset?
I think it's none of your business, but I'm
a fucking child.
I don't want you to think I'm triggered by you. I'm not.
Okay.
I saw somebody say.
I'm not triggered by you. Look, I'm not angry. Look, I'm not triggered. Look, I'm not upset. That's him.
And I think that's interesting. I think you're annoying, but I'm not triggered.
He's clearly triggered.
You know what I'm saying? No, you are. You're annoying in like this goody two shoes type way, and that's fine. I'm gonna live my life on.
He want to insult her so badly, but he trying to keep the composure so hard right now, but he's just slipping out because he had no impulse control.
My terms, unapologetic.
It's just like, listen, I want to do what I want to do. Okay, I may say all this shit about having one woman, one this, one that, but at the end of the day, I don't fucking care about it. I'm gonna do what I want. So stop poking holes in my ideology, bitch. That's him. He doesn't care about anyone else. He just wants to do what he wants to do. But he doesn't have the balls to say it because he wants to come off as this, cool, nice guy.
This underlying
actually a dickhead.
Weakness, inability to take criticism, and insecurity is common in this particular breed of manosphere guru. And in their case, I think it is fair to say that the overly macho act is compensating for their psychological fragility. Every time that I have seen Justin on a podcast, he's sitting all intense in the corner, trying to be moody and brooding with a constant pout on his face.
I would like to sit across from him and make fun of him. It would be fun. Just to be like, it would be fun to make fun of him.
The pout. Oh my goodness. Look, I don't think Red Pill guys, the pout.
He looks like he's holding in a fart.
Oh my goodness. Look, I don't think Red Pill guys realize how obvious and embarrassing it is when they're trying way too hard to come across as manly and hold frame. All I imagine is going on in their heads, like in that moment, in a constant loop when they're doing that.
That's exactly what's going on when he was very upset at her and poking holes in his ideology, being like, "No, you're a good guy. You're strong." He's like, "No, I'm not strong. Weak." Again, why would you want to portray yourself as weak? I don't understand it.
Hold frame, hold frame, hold frame. Be cool, seem tough, be moody. Chicks love that. Hold frame. Don't fuck fucking smile at her joke, bro. Bitches have got to know they're not funny. Hold frame. She's got to know her place. If you show her any warmth, she'll think you're a weak beta and dominate you.
That's what I imagine he is thinking when he talks to these girls on these shows. Don't you have any confidence in yourself? Like, it's when you try so hard
Fucking Christ.
way that has a complete opposite effect. So many of them. Like, all I hear, all your body language in just trying so hard, just it comes across as,
I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Oh no, a human female. Yes, I am a loser, and I'm desperately hoping that you won't notice.
Like, it says you have such a lack of confidence in yourself being natural that you've got to make yourself so awkward and uncomfortable. That's all I read it as.
Why would he have such a lack of confidence? I wonder. What? Probably because he's always fake all the time. He doesn't ever show his real personality, or may not have like a real personality to show. You know, he'd fake all the time. So his actual personality, you know, it just a fucking coward.
As, and I think probably most women as well. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know who over the age of 19 needs to hear this, but trying so hard to be cool is notoriously very uncool. And also, by the way, Justin Waller, he does care. He cares a lot. He cares so much. We'll get to his obsession with his image later. Also, hilariously, in this exchange between them, Lila Rose seems like a mother telling off her surly son, which is exactly how Waller is behaving.
Oh, my head's all foggy. I'm just that tired.
Do you think you're gonna get to the place of that marriage you want with that family and that lifelong love that you just talked
I didn't
about?
say I didn't have family or children. I just said I was running your business.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So.
Hey, you know.
So you want to keep it private, is what you're saying?
That's what I said.
Hey, he clearly still upset, but that's fair. If you want to keep it private, you want to keep it private.
Justin has I might have multiple family.
Look, I am the best father in the world. I parent all the children, okay? I am motherfucking Moses up in this shit, okay? You don't know how great I am. That's that energy that when you were kids, you were like, you know, playing like, you know, one kid would say, I have electric powers. And then the other kid would say, I have a force field that blocks electric powers. And I have laser beams. That's that type of energy. Like, I am the greatest.
Oh, you never know. I might like family more than you. So much I have 5.
Do you think that's a good thing?
Do you think just more families is better? It means, and for one, the women apparently don't like you enough to stay with you. Or, you know, you just have no self-control.
To have multiple families.
What the kids think. Why is daddy with another woman? Because he couldn't keep in his pants, sweetheart.
I think it's good if there's one dad and there's not a bunch of step parents involved, and the dad can be the hero in those 5 families.
Oh, you have a hero complex. Okay. You would just want to be the savior. So that's why you have so many. That's why you'd want to have so many families. So you can be the hero to all of them. But never father.
Families live a 10x better life than they would have otherwise. Yes, ma'am, I do.
But you don't think that it will be
what you think because you're rich, you can give them a better life? It's not all about money.
Ultimately an opportunity for jealousy or disharmony amongst
women are always going to be jealous. What's changed?
Bitches always be jealous. They never be happy. They never be happy with what they have. My girlfriend, you know, she's always jealous. No, that's completely false. That's probably right in his world, where all the women that he's around are shallow and only money hungry. You know, because that's all the women he can get.
Women have been jealous all the way through time. So
I'm not jealous in my marriage.
I don't care about your marriage. I'm talking about mine.
See, shut up.
Women have been jealous all the way through time. So
I'm not jealous in my marriage.
like, I don't care.
Shut up. Stop contradicting.
An opportunity for jealousy or disharmony amongst
Women
the
are always
different
going to be
families.
jealous. What's changed
I'm not
about that?
jealous in
Women
my
have been jealous
marriage.
all the way through time. So
I'm not jealous in my marriage.
like, I don't care about your
Shut
marriage. I'm
up,
talking about mine.
bitch. You're wrong. Be jealous. You're jealous.
Well, my life is going to be, so I don't answer to you. So that's my answer.
I don't want to listen to you anymore, Mom.
Run my situation exactly how I want to, and generally when I do that, that's when I have the most happiness, let's say, in my life. So that's all.
And you would want that for your daughters?
Yeah. I live my life unapologetically on my terms. So if my daughters that are overly spoiled and
why overly spoiled? Jesus Christ. I would like to know any of their opinions.
educated in every way and have friends all over the world and world traveled in the
She's not even listening. She's like all up in the fucking clouds, you know? He's probably not even listening.
best schools in the world. If they have a problem with me at the end of the day, then they can kick rocks too.
She's like gently questioning his choices, you know, like, is that a good idea, honey? Do you think that maybe you hurt?
Well, you can just do that because he hasn't given any thought to any of the things he's saying, you know? He has, and he just doesn't care if it's wrong.
Her feelings
or
when you
the people it hurts.
stole her toy and pushed her out the Wendy house. And Justin's response, I don't answer to you. Maybe I'll have 5 families. What will you do then? Huh? Yeah, I don't even care. I'll do what I want. And no, I won't make eye contact with you. Oh my God.
Dad lets me have all the toys. I see, Mom, Dad is better. He lets me have all the toys. And I'm playing with all of them right now. And I'm always the hero, okay? You know?
My God, Mom, I hate you. I don't want to go in timeout.
I haven't even said that. I'm just saying, like, if I want to, I will.
Watching Justin Waller on podcast is kind of like watching a teenager trying to be cool, and it's very dull. I don't know how any woman over the age of 21 would be convinced by the act, but then you're probably not trying to get a girl over the age of 21, are you? Sorry, Mom.
That's the only women he can get with this faux bad boy activity. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to cut this off soon, probably.
My mistake.
Hopefully
According to Nick
20 minutes.
Fuentes and Pearl, 16 is the sweet spot. Yeah.
What? That's actually pedophile shit.
According to Nick Fuentes and Pearl, 16 is.
I don't care that some states say 16. I live in Illinois, and 17 is the age of consent. I grew up with 18, so that's 18 at the age of consent. I don't care what anyone else says. Some parts in China at 13, but you know, China has weak with Muslim camps, so you know, China sucks. So she's a pedophile, right? She's a pedophile?
Is the sweet spot. Yeah. I'm so glad that the red pill space didn't prove the media right and become the toxic hellhole they were accused of being. You know, you can't accuse the left of grooming when you're saying crap like that. You know that, right? You know that you lose all moral high ground. You know that you can't complain anymore about Epstein or leftist degeneracy. You know you can't do that anymore.
Again, you're reading it as you're typing it. How don't you think in your head like, oh my God, this is what they say about us. This is what I say about them. You know, Epstein. Think about Epstein. How do you not catch yourself as you're typing this shit? God.
You lose that ground. Yeah? Pearl? 16-year-olds are hot. Pearl? Creepy Pearl?
That makes sense. So the cardinal thing you look for is loyalty. Can you characterize what makes a loyal woman? Because like,
I'm liking the hair though. Liking the hair.
Depending where you fall in like the red.
She doesn't give a fuck though. She's kind of interested. I don't know what she's doing. She's trying to eat her microphone. She doesn't care.
Pill spectrum, or even not the red pill spectrum. Some guy characterize what makes a loyal woman? Because like depending where you fall in like the red pill spectrum or even not
A
the red pill
woman that doesn't fuck other people.
spectrum, some guys consider a woman, you know, going to parties or even like having a public Instagram account an act of infidelity. So what do
that would be discussed in a relationship. You know, you can have whatever boundaries you want as long as the other person agrees, you know, and you don't manipulate them. So I think whatever boundaries you create in a relationship, it's fine.
you consider a loyal woman?
I would probably have the password to the Instagram account if it got very serious. I'd be able to see every message. Yeah, and she wouldn't have a problem with that because she'd want to be inside my frame.
I mean, if she's okay with it, I guess. I find it a little bit creepy, but if you both discuss that, I guess it could be okay. Can she look at your stuff?
Women don't want space from men they're actually in love with.
So one of the main things that really cemented in my
Could she look at your stuff? Rolo.
mind that
Justin.
Justin Waller thinks he's a fictional character was this little speech that he gave on a different appearance of the Whatever podcast. So he and this one girl are having this conversation about double standards, and she's quizzing him on why it's fair for a woman to be allowed no privacy in the relationship, which he advocates for, whereas he thinks that he, the man, should have free reign.
I mean, if I think it's wrong, but I don't know, really. If you both discuss that in your relationship, I guess it's okay, but I think it's fucking weird and wrong. But that's not going to last long, especially as a woman gets older. I think Justin likes him young. That's probably why he may not be married, because no women will stay under no kind of conditions long enough to, get married.
That's kind of that conversation. It leads to a very weird conversation they
Or
have.
if he had 5 families, that's probably why he had 5 families. Women don't want to deal with it shit.
He also makes the claim that he should get all of his girlfriends' account passwords because, quote, women don't want space from men.
That is not true.
We are going to go over common pieces of career advice that job seekers get.
Women don't.
I will tell you this. The best way to explain it is, the longer you're with someone, the quicker you learn how to hate them. Because you learn what you don't like about them, what they do the most often that you don't like. That goes quicker with different kinds of people, all that kind of stuff.
Want space from men.
Well, I think you should have a day just to yourself, So, and women don't want to be with you all the fucking time. They want to be with their friends, or they want to be by themselves.
With
that comment is so revealing, not about women, but about the women around him. Do the women that...
Oh, yeah, that's true. All the women want to be around him because he has all the money.
Justin Waller dates just not have literally any interests? Do they never want a moment alone with a good book? Or do they not want space because they enjoy the activities they can do together with his money, like holidays and fancy restaurants and shopping? Are you sure it's you they don't want space from, or your wallet? Hey, look, might sound mean, but I'm picking up on context clues here from all the hints.
Hey, if you like women spending all your money, I'm not going to judge. It's your money. But, if you're out here saying, oh, women want to be with me because I'm nice and all this shit, and they just don't want to be away from me, I'm clicking X to doubt.
He's dropping about how he treats the women around him, what kind of girls he goes for, him bragging about his lifestyle. I'm doing the sums in my head, and I was never very good at maths, but I think I'm probably right in this equation that equals shallow. Can I say shallow women maybe who, yeah. I'm going to stick by that.
Hey, I would want to spend all Justin's money, but that's because I don't care about him, I think he's a bad guy, so I wouldn't feel bad about spending all his money. But does that make me shallow? I don't think so, but these women may be shallow, or maybe they realize that he's a awful human being, and they want to get in and get out.
I think that's likely.
But maybe more of the women are shallow.
I mean, tell me that
I would hope they're not shallow, though.
you date codependent people without telling me that you're dating codependent people who desperately need attention all the time. Women don't want space from men. Who are you dating? Are they as toxic as you? Look, there's a nuance in this conversation. I think
Justin and Pearl would be the perfect to date each other, but they would unironically hate each other. You know, it would be funny to see them date, because I bet they'd be perfect in how imperfect they are together, you know?
I think people are too quick to accuse a guy of being insecure if he doesn't want, for example, his girlfriend going out really scantily dressed and getting drunk with other men all the time. I think it's fair for a guy to have a reasonable boundaries in a relationship without being called insecure. However,
again, boundaries are created during the relationship. Sorry.
If you constantly need to be reading your girlfriend's messages because you're so worried that she could be enticed away through the DMs, that tells me that either you're with a woman who gives you good reason to think she's going to cheat
and at that point, why be with that woman? Why be with a woman that you think it's going to cheat, you know?
Behavior or prior actions, or maybe because you know that she's only with you for the lifestyle, so obviously she'll be gone if a better option comes along.
Although, on the other hand, if you're just insecure about everything, maybe you need to calm the fuck down.
In which case, why are you with her? Or you're with a woman who respects you, has given you no reason to think that she's going to betray you, is genuinely devoted to you, yet you are so insecure that you need to be checking up on her all the time just to make sure that she doesn't get away. In my mind, that is a little weird, I'm going to be honest. Especially when it doesn't work both ways. It just sounds like you don't trust her or that you're controlling. I mean, I feel like most guys in secure relationships don't need to be constantly checking their partner's messages because they're secure in the fact that she's with them, that they're not going to lose her to someone else.
Like, me and my girlfriend are very secure, and it's a long-distance relationship, you know? I'm not worried that she's going to go out and cheat someone because I'm secure in the relationship.
A little desperate. So they were talking about various things on this episode, and one of my main takeaways was that he wants a trophy, not a girlfriend. He was talking about a woman that he can take to meet billionaires on boats in Dubai. Get an escort.
So you can take her with you to meet those millionaires that are going to invest in your deal, or the billionaires on a boat in Dubai.
So
look,
is it... So it's literally just about status. See, I don't understand all that. Like, if I'm with someone, I'm emotionally attached to them. I could never be like that. You know, just be like, you look pretty, put on a dress. We're going to somewhere, you know? I couldn't be like that. I'd have to know you first.
It goes without saying that this is useless dating advice for the average man, which makes up most of his audience. Because of course it makes up most of his audience. Because
I don't think he cares about his audience. He doesn't care about his audience, or else he would say things that help his audience.
Like millionaires and billionaires who have boats in Dubai and they're not listening to Justin Waller for dating advice. It did also occur to me that flashing his lifestyle so obnoxiously and loudly, like all over podcasts and Instagram and everything that he does, you know that you're probably going to attract a particular kind of woman who might enjoy the billionaire boats more than she does your company.
That's probably why he's so insecure about everything, because he knows he can't get an actual material woman. But he can't admit that to himself, and he doesn't want to. And he can't admit that to anyone else, so he puts up this fucking cool facade.
Know what I'm saying?
When men lead with their wallet, it's weak.
You have a warped sample size of women on which to judge all female behavior, is my point.
That's not really a relationship. It's just legal prostitution. And it's LARPing. It's fake.
Though I have my doubts anyway that he spends all his time on billionaires' boats. So many of these braggy guys turn out to be way less influential and well-connected than they claim. Him and his friends probably just hired a boat a couple of times, you know, like how Andrew Tate did, and then pretended he owned it. Embarrassing.
Sure. Does that lack of space go both ways? Like, would she also have your passwords or
Absolutely
no?
not. No, she wouldn't.
So how does she feel your genuine love? Just from the financial aspect of you caring for her and
See,
building her up?
I'm glad you asked that. It's very, very important that the people in the red pill space start to include the fact that you're there for her. You sit there with her knee to knee, like
That's a whole bunch of shit. That doesn't mean anything.
you are truly best friends. You are emotionally there for her. I also say a lot.
What? Let's hear what she actually.
I'm glad you.
How does she feel your genuine love, just from the financial aspect of you caring for her and building her up?
How does she feel your genuine love?
I'm glad you asked that. It's very, very important that the people in the red pill space start to include the fact that you're there for her. You sit there with her knee to knee, like you are truly best friends. You are emotionally there for her. I also say a lot that a man should be the mountain that a woman's emotional waves crash into. He should be there for her fully. This isn't.
This is a crock of shit.
Like big.
He didn't.
He pimping type.
Look
stuff.
at him.
Like,
that old guy thinks Justin is saying some incredibly fucking mind-blowing shit.
He's truly there for this woman in every way. They're talking all the time. They're in constant contact. They love each other. It's true love. Is it dark? Yeah. But listen, if it's not me and you against.
I'll just answer the question, I guess. How does my girlfriend feel genuine love for me? Well, I talk to her every day. You know, we talk about what we did today. We talk about what we want to do together in the future. She wants children. I want children. We talk about, we play online games together. I tell her I love her. All this stuff. That's how I show my genuine love. And I want to get her stuff. She wants a house. I want to get her that house. That's how I show my genuine love.
Against the world, if the love's not dark, if it's not me and you against everything and everybody.
She is in another fucking universe. Look at her.
It's saying, I don't want that love at all. Because that's that boring shit that ends up going off anyway. So many people get married every day in America. They make these vows to be.
So you think
hey,
building genuine love is fucking boring?
I'm going to be the best man I can be and all this other stuff. But they come home, they pop open a beer, they get fat. You want a man that's actually on a mission, that's out there trying to do something so he can make your dreams come true and take you on a carpet ride through time and space. Nothing more.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure that little monologue sunk in.
You don't want to go for a ride, do you?
Just allow me to repeat it in a dramatic reading. You'll sit there with her, knee to knee, like you are truly best friends. You are emotionally there.
Like you are truly best friends, but you're not actually best friends. But I have to go. I have to help my grandma with stuff, and I had to go to sleep. But like, subscribe, and comment to me and the Authentic Observer.